Right, this video we're going to work on turning, which is reducing the diameter of the part. So first we face, make it smooth and square, make our overall length correct, then we'll come back and turn this diameter and make it smaller. So let's put our part in. Now, something that's really important when you're turning is you need to make sure that whatever diameter, wherever you want to stop, is far enough away from these jaws so you don't hit the jaws. Otherwise, it's a bad day. Really bad day. So, tools. I have two different types of tools. This one was this way, and we used it to face. Notice the clearance at the back. Okay? Facing. So it's going this way. Okay? So, and that hung on this side. That's how I know. So it's easy to tell. Loosen that up. Drop it on. It's easy to tell, if you can see, it's easy to tell because of where the clearance is. So this is not for turning. Because this is the direction I move for turning, and I have no clearance behind the tool. So let me pull this tool out and put this tool in, tighten it. So now if I come here, if I move in the direction of turning, notice there's clearance back here. Otherwise it just rubs and it doesn't cut and it won't work. So this will not work for facing for the same reason the other one won't work for turning. There's no clearance behind the cutting action. Okay? So one of the things that we need to take care of here is, bring this around the other side, is this compound slide, the one that's on an angle, sitting on top of the cross slide, which we use for facing, this handle. Compound slide if I want to go in on an angle. And then this one out here is for turning, okay, the longitudinal move. So I have to watch out for how far this is hanging over. The farther this hangs over, the more it flops down and I have a less rigid tool. So I always back this up, and we have backlash. There's slop in here. See, slop, back and forth. It moves a little bit, and this thing is not moving. So I always go back too far, a couple of turns, and then come back in. Try and make it about flush. That's only a starting point, because next order of business is I need to make sure that I can get all the way down as far as I want to turn. Okay, and I can get past where I want to turn, and I'm not going to hit the chuck when I run out of travel. That's a really important thing. If this was too far and I could hit the chuck jaws, what I can do is on the compound slide, back it up and stay a little bit short. And then my travel, I can't get to the jaw. Really important that I can get past where I want to stop, but not hit the jaw. Okay, so turning is pretty much functions the same way as facing, only a different direction. You're going to come in, you're barely going to touch, you're going to move off, okay, little at a time. So let me get this set up so you can see. So here we are. Let's see if I can, there, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to turn my tool out. I'm going to move in. I'm going to move in the cross slide till I'm just scraping a little bit. Move out. Move in maybe 10 or 15 more. I'm going to take the big hand wheel and I'm going to make it longitudinally move. Nice and easy. Now if I go too fast, I get all these lines on there and I could break my tool, rip my part out. but because I was taking such a little light cut, I could show you that. So I'm going to move in a couple of more. Nice, easy, nice chips coming off. Gotta watch for them long ones that like turn into snakes that grow out, because they'll come out and wrap around your hand. So if that happens, just stop the spindle, get your brush, knock the chips off, turn your spindle back on, and continue cutting. Now I recommend, so the easier and smoother you turn this, the better. I recommend when you get to the end, stop. Two thoughts of process. If I move my cross slide out again, then I can get back safely. But if I do that, remember I talked about backlash where it's slap, okay? Now my digital readout, if I look at my numbers and I know where they are, if I come out, I can go down and I can go back to those numbers and then advance it in another 10 or 15 thousandths. Or with it off, I can just nice and easy come out without it being on, okay? And it didn't leave a scratch. Well, it left a little teeny tiny scratch, so I might not want to do that on my finish pass, but all the rest of them, it's good. Next order of business is I need to have a micrometer, and I need to get around here and I need to measure it with my micrometer to check my size so that I know how much to advance it in. But now, since I just came straight out and I didn't move my cross slide out, I don't have to worry about backlash, so I can just move my cross slide in, my 10 or 15 thousandths, and cut again. I continue that process, cut, check, cut, check, cut, check, until I get to size. That is pretty much all we really need to worry about with turning. Again, this height is set with this and locked down. If you ever find one of these loose, bring it to me, because we need to recheck the height. But they're all set up to the center, and if it's too high, it's going to cut and rub down below instead of cutting at the top. If it's too low, it wants to grab the tool and yank it down, and so you won't get a good finish. So that's turning on the lathe.